Well, welcome in, friendos. How you doing? It is June 30th, Thursday, June 30th. Mike is
You
back.
are looking live.
Yeah.
Friendos. I can't get over the friendos.
You know what that's from?
No.
Yeah. No Country for Old Men.
Yes.
Call it friendo.
Who's that
The
walking
coin
inside?
tide. Who goes there?
Who goes there?
Friendos.
It's weird how we're all.
Mike is back with his tones and his sweet voice.
The bass.
And Greg is here with us. It's June 30th, beautiful day. The weekend leading up to 4th of July.
Yes.
What's been some of your most memorable 4th of Julys in the past? What was you're looking at your watch?
I got a text.
Oh. Have you had any memorable 4th of July moments? Fireworks, good
well,
or bad?
I don't know if it wasn't exactly on the 4th of July, but I almost got arrested. Does that count?
Do tell.
Yeah, sure. It wasn't on the 4th of July.
Wasn't
but-
I don't know. It was around the 4th of July.
Okay.
So, in the 90s, fireworks were illegal in Minnesota. Are they still?
Were they?
You know, the certain level of fireworks, they started selling those,
Okay.
like your basic little ones.
Safe and sane.
But
All the lame ones.
yeah, but anything that shoots up in the air, those are still
Okay.
illegal, and you have to go to Wisconsin to buy them.
So you can have ones that spin and shoot sparks, but
yep, the little
not-
poppers. I think the snake thing, the ones that kind of hover. I don't know what the cutoff is. So
Okay.
you know.
Well, in the 90s it was illegal, but they were legal in Wisconsin. And I remember my dad and I, granted, I was in high school at the time. We went over the Wisconsin border and got some fireworks. Not a lot. I don't know, maybe 25 bottle rockets or something. And then my parents were in Colorado. They went to Colorado with some friends, and I was home alone. I think it was my senior year of high school, and I was working. And it was around the 4th, so I was like, I'm going to go to my buddy's house, and we'll shoot off some fireworks. Well, at the time, I was driving that 89 Chevy Silverado, and it didn't have a back. It was just a bench seat. And I had these fireworks, but I had a headlight out, and a cop was going to pull me over for the headlight. And I was trying to jam these fireworks underneath the seat, but they're really long, right? And so I'm trying to jam underneath the seat, and they're really long. And I was trying to cover them up. Well, there happened to be 2 cops, and the one that was next to me didn't see them. But then the one on the passenger side flashed his flashlight in and saw him. And then they pulled me out of the car and searched the whole car and put me in the back of the squad. And again, maybe I was 18. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I was like, listen, my parents are gone, and my sister she was at college. I'm like, she's not going to come get me. She would have been like, sounds like your problem, And so I was like, just pleading with the guy, like, I had nobody to let me out, could you cut me a deal? And he ended up giving me grace and letting me go. And then they took my fireworks, and then I was supposed to have a court case for it, but Hennepin County's got a lot bigger fish to fry than 5 fireworks,
Sounds like they just wanted to scare
Yeah,
you.
it scared me. There's no question about it. I was freaking out. And,
I think they probably took the fireworks home.
Yeah.
they probably did.
Okay, look, kids.
Exactly. And I tell my parents about it. My dad's just laughing. He thought it was hilarious. So yeah, that was pretty memorable. I think that might have been the only time that I was in the back of a squad car for wrongful actions.
Wrongdoing.
Yeah.
No, wrongful actions. What do you mean? You had fireworks.
Right, but I shouldn't have at the time.
Oh, I thought you meant like. Never mind.
Yeah, so that's memorable. How about you? Did you blow off a hand or finger or anything?
No. When I was really young, my dad worked at this furniture store, and it was just a few properties down from this big firework display in San Bernardino, California, the Orange Show Fairgrounds. And every year they did the big firework display that people would go to watch. And so we would go, and my dad's, like, the parking lot was behind the store, and so employees and families would all be back there doing our own firework thing, and just, I think they'd grill and just kind of hang out, and then they were able to chain off, like, the entrance to the parking lot so no one else would come back, and we'd be back there. And then for the fireworks show, we'd go up on the roof of the building and watch the fireworks show. That was always fun. But I was, probably like 5, 6, 7 years old at that time. But it was just memorable. Now my biggest favorite firework memory the last couple years is how many times we'll watch the Put It in Reverse Terry video. Yeah. You guys don't know this? YouTube? Put it in reverse, Terry. You guys haven't seen that?
No.
The guy in the wheelchair lighting the
Maybe.
firework that could not.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh, we die laughing. We watch it so much, and we die laughing every time.
Put it in reverse.
Are you in it? You in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Would you say you're do you take your family to fireworks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone around here. I think our first year, Jordan and I, before kids, when we first moved here, we went to Stillwater because we heard that was fun.
Yeah.
And then we had our bulldog pup, so everyone liked coming in to see the little wrinkly, squishy bulldog. But the last couple of years, we did Delano a few years back, but oh my goodness, just got killed by mosquitoes.
Yeah.
And there's a billion people.
And there's so many people. The last couple of years, honestly, we just drive up to Elk River, sit in the parking lot by Taco Bell or by that Cub Foods, and watch those. And then it's so easy, just get back home and The weird thing for me still is how late it is here. Because
Yeah.
growing up in Southern California, I mean, it doesn't get dark at 10 o'clock like it does here. Or like the firework displays start at 10 typically, right? Because
Right.
it's dark so late. So it just seems late. And when our kids were little, that was always a hard one. It's such a late night.
So they were earlier in California?
Yeah, because it gets dark. The latest it would get dark is like 8:30,
Really?
maybe.
Weird.
Yep.
What about you? Where is the best locally? What do you think the best fireworks?
I don't know. We haven't gone to fireworks in so long, mainly because of that reason. Like we're like, yeah, let's do fireworks, and then like 9 o'clock rolls around, and we're like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
tired. Just watch them on TV.
Yep.
You know, and so that's a huge deterrent. Is just the fact that I don't know. It seems like a lot of effort.
Yeah.
How about you? You a big firework guy?
No. Like the what's that? Aquatennial. They have amazing fireworks, but it's not on 4th of July.
Yeah.
And it's downtown, and you got to walk like forever to get into the city. Like, so you have to park like 20 minutes away. You got to walk. It's just it's a hassle.
Right.
The fireworks are great, but it's an incredible hassle. But in terms of 4th of July fireworks, I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah. Don't they do them in Rogers? Or was that just during Rocky Rogers?
I don't think they did them. Rock and Rogers, did they?
Speaking of Rock and Rogers,
I don't
did
think
they
they
still
do fireworks
How long extra past that weekend did they have all the
Yeah.
carnival stuff set up?
Well, they
I saw
closed
that
it
too.
down. On the 18th
I
of Rock
saw,
and Rogers,
like
right?
last Sunday,
They left
I saw
it.
people
Right.
going over
They did
there.
a surprise
and they would
pop-up carnival Thursday,
Surprise.
another weekend.
Surprise.
But they had it closed down from like that Sunday until.
They usually pack all that stuff.
Yep.
And
That's
move
why
it
we're
out.
like, why are they keeping it here? But
Yeah.
then they announced Thursday, surprise pop-up. It's order.
it's
Probably is that wherever they're next can't.
Yep.
Is that what happened? And they're like,
And
well,
then Rogers
why would
was
we-
like, yeah, well,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like a carny.
I do
small
come
hands,
from
smells
circus
like
folk.
cabbage.
Yeah.
He's like the
from-
bearded lady, isn't he?
Is it small hands or smaller?
Well,
I
it was
shared
from,
with staff
Austin
yesterday.
Powers.
I
It was from
actually
Austin
no, I
Powers.
know that reference,
Okay.
but did he say small hands or
small
small?
hands that
yeah,
smell like cabbage.
yeah. I don't smell like cabbage.
You really
but-
have small hands? Yeah. You kinda
no,
do.
it's
It's a
a line
it's a
from,
joke from a movie.
Austin Powers. You don't remember this
No.
phenomenon in the late '90s,
Well, I remember
early
that.
2000s?
Early
Small hand.
2000s.
What size are your hands? They do look kind of small.
I got small hands. What we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna do a little
You germaphobe?
a little draft.
Draft. All right.
Best we're gonna do 3 4th of July food items, whether it's side dish or main course.
Oh.
And we're gonna do serpentine, which means Greg will go first, you'll go second, I'll go third, I'll go fourth, you go fifth, you go sixth,
yes.
Greg goes 7th, 8th, 9th.
Whoa.
Yep.
Wow.
So they gotta be like classic 4th of July.
Like if you're
Food
going
items.
to a picnic, 4th
Okay.
of July gathering.
So you can't like come out of the blue and say like, you know,
Like lobster?
yeah, lobster fillet.
Have you ever had lobster at a 4th of July gathering?
That's what I mean. You
Maybe in
can't, like-
California they do.
no.
Yeah.
I know how Greg grew up.
Nope.
No, some your more classic stuff.
Right. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. Oh, hey, I spit pretty bad.
I got my first one
It's
for
right
sure.
there in the corner of your.
That's not even, yeah. All right. So I have to go first?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
got my
Greg's
first one
Greg's
locked in.
going first.
No,
He gets-
hold on though. These foods you have also during other times of the year, right?
Yeah, I have steak other times. of
Yeah.
the year.
Okay.
You have
Yeah.
steak
But
on
it's-
4th of July?
Yeah,
Well, you can't
I've
tell
had.
me
a
you're not. You're
classic.
first.
That's not a classic 4th of July thing.
If you go over to this gathering, people
Steak?
you grill some
grill?
steaks.
Yeah, but it's
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
really?
then
No,
don't
yeah.
take steak. Take steak if
All right.
you want.
I got the first pick. I'll take steak. I guess. I don't know. I just don't. I've not heard that as like a classic 4th of July.
Listen, it's barbecue,
I'm thinking like
grill,
I've got
right,
steaks
but it's
are on
usually
my
like
sale right
brats
now.
and like burgers or hot
anything you
dogs.
put on a yeah.
Because there's
depends how
kids
many-
running around.
Depends
It's
how
like-
many people you have and
Yeah.
who these people are, how close you are.
Right. That's what
But-
I mean. You can't come.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I asked the question. You can't come out of the blue with some obscure like steak. To me, is not a classic 4th of July thing, unless you're like 3 of you hanging out.
That's I don't care.
It's a big family gathering.
You just took steak, so I don't know. You got it. You
Yeah.
got it.
Okay, no, I'm gonna go California on you, and I will say carne asada,
See,
which
that
is a
one-
type of steak.
And he won't say steak.
It's a Mexican thing, man.
That's fine.
Hey,
Okay.
nothing says 4th of July celebration like Mexican grilled carne asada, good food. Can't beat it.
Viva la Mexico.
Yep.
That's Cinco de Mayo. You're thinking of the wrong one.
Mike, your turn.
Well, does it have to be in any order?
No.
Okay,
Take
so
whatever you
So
want.
my first is classic Lay's potato chips.
Oh, nice.
That's your first pick?
Yeah, that's my first pick. Classic.
So
Lay's.
if you had nothing else on 4th of July.
Well, he said it'd have to be in order.
Doesn't have to be in order,
But,
but,
you know how a draft works, right? You usually want to take your best thing first.
Nobody's gonna take classic
know,
Lay's
like,
potato chips.
man,
You
that
gotta
was a
save that
jump.
for your last pick.
Average draft pick for Lay's is like the 18th round.
At least.
You have at least 3 varieties of potato that
mean,
usually go
it's not
before.
the sour cream and
I'm
onion
drafting
would
for
go up.
potential. I'm drafting for potential.
Sour cream and onion would go up a little higher.
Lay's
than that.
potato. It's not even the first type of potato that should go. Like potato salad is going to go before Lay's potato.
I'm gonna take steak, and I'm gonna take.
You already took steak.
No, he didn't. You took carne asada,
What kind of steak?
ribeye.
Oh, see, that's not classic.
I've had
That is-
ribeye at
no.
4th of July. All right, rotisserie chicken. If you don't want steak,
Rotisserie
you're gonna
chicken. Now I'm
What?
now we're
What
gonna-
kind of?
be barbecue chicken.
There
If
you
you've
go.
never done chicken on the
true.
grill on a 4th of July,
Okay, so it's basically whatever you
gracious.
could be on a grill.
sure.
Okay.
Bush's baked beans.
All right.
See, that would be a good
Actually,
one.
I do
That would
have
be a good
2.
one.
And you got to be Bush's. Don't
Yeah.
give me the what is it? The Vander.
I don't know what the other Vandecamps.
No,
that's fish sticks.
That's offensive.
What's it?
Whatever.
Do they make baked beans too?
There's another one.
What a weird combination of products: baked beans and fish sticks.
I know. I get 2 picks though. By the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll take.
Oh, yeah, it's a
I'll
snake
take
draft.
bratwurst.
I don't know how the draft works.
Well, I meant you should
Bratwurst.
take the best thing.
Okay, wait. I have a question. Is there a certain type of bratwurst?
Ooh.
Sure. The
Don't get brand specific, just flavor specific, like cheddar
no,
brat
I
or
don't
whatever.
like cheddar brats. Just regular.
Just regular old
Yep.
brat.
Yep.
So the other night at the
Technically, the
men's,
center cut meats they
Yeah.
have.
They got
they have just
great-
plain brats.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
they got all kinds of obscure
Otherwise,
things too, like
just the,
peanut
what
butter
are
and
they
jelly.
Yeah.
and-
At the Cub. That
We have like a habanero one.
yeah.
Yep.
But anyway,
There's some good brats up there.
brats.
See, I was gonna go brats first, but
Well, you can now.
until you said
Is it
steak,
too classic?
that's what I was thinking. Classic 4th of July. And you said steak, and then got me thinking. Well, maybe you guys aren't classic.
It's whatever you could
Lobster?
eat. Yeah. Some people. Okay, when we did this for Thanksgiving a little while ago, you
Yeah,
know,
there was some weird
There's some
stuff.
weird
I don't
ones.
remember what, but
people don't always eat turkey on Thanksgiving.
no.
You know,
Oh, because I mentioned mac and cheese, and you didn't.
I'm like that's
You didn't
know.
get mac and cheese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, chicken,
Yeah,
brats.
Soda stuff, the sour
Yeah,
cream,
the
the
top
top tater,
tater.
which is just straight sour cream. There's no flavor in that.
No, there might be like like fake bacon bits in it.
No, like chives
There's
or
like
whatever.
chives,
There's
yeah,
no-
onion
you
chives
can't even
in it.
taste them.
Well, then I got to go classic.
You don't have to.
No, you got to go classic.
It's your draft, man.
Well, I'm very nervous now because I feel like I got Lay's just sitting out there in the 7th round. I feel like the Vikings kind of overdrafted or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I got a classic, just like Ambassador hot dog.
What's Ambassador? Is that a brand?
Yeah, it's a type of hot dog.
Oh.
It's your it's got the classic casing on it.
Oh.
It's-
like the intestines?
Yeah.
Cool.
Not the not the
edible
not the
food
bits,
product.
not the bits, but the actual
So you got Lay's potato chips
and a classic
and
Ambassador
classic
hot dog.
Ambassador hot dog.
Yeah,
Greg,
with mustard. You can't put ketchup on a hot
condiments
dog,
you
right?
got to draft separately.
Okay.
No. You know what? I'm going. I on a plain regular hot dog. Yeah, I think you could put ketchup on there. I take.
I think you can put whatever you want.
You
on
want
it.
Really?
Really?
I get like people get all
They
huffy
were
puffy
talking
about a
about
hot
that
dog.
on one of the baseball games I was watching
Like,
last night.
you gotta put mustard on
Yeah,
a
I know,
hot dog.
but-
It's a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like it's not, Mr. Bougie 4th of July grill steak over here. Can't put ketchup on steak, but it's a hot dog.
Put ketchup on your steak. I don't care.
A1 sauce?
No,
You can't put that on
no,
there.
you can't put that.
You're okay with ketchup, but not A1. That's funny.
I'm joking
A1
about all of it.
Have you seen that meme that because A1 it says like whenever since invented 1871 or something like that or what? Anyway, the meme's like So just in the middle of the Civil War, some guy just decided we need a good steak sauce. That's funny.
That's good.
Anyway.
Greg,
Oh, I'm round 2. So what I take? Carne asada. I'll go.
you get 2 picks.
Ooh.
Your last 2.
I'm going off the. Okay, I'll take carne asada with. You should have like refried beans, but I'll just go Bush's baked beans to keep it American, and to
Took my pick.
take it from Mike. And then for my second pick,
They got to be
You
Bushes,
should have picked
though.
like guacamole. And
no, I'm allergic, dude. Are you trying
Are
to
you
kill me?
really?
That's right.
I'm allergic to avocado. Yes,
Yeah,
Wow.
It's tragic.
They're allergic to you.
I
and
now see
bananas.
you in a completely different light.
I'll go with. You know what? You could have the baked beans. I'll skip that. I'll go
No.
instead of baked beans. I'm gonna go with. I don't know what I'm gonna go with. Corn on the cob,
That's a good one.
sweet corn. And then second pick.
3rd pick.
Well, for this round. So what I got? Carne asada, sweet corn. Do we have to use a draft pick for condiments?
No.
What about drinks?
Okay. Just food items or drinks?
I-
Food item.
Make your own rules.
Let's go. Potato salad.
Oh, terrible pick.
Really?
It's worse than the Lay's.
No way.
Potato salad? If
No.
anybody
Yeah.
ever gets sick at a barbecue or a picnic, it's because of the potato salad.
You don't leave it out in the
100%
sun.
of the time. 100% of the time.
You've just never had good potato salad.
Ugh, no one has ever had good potato
Yes.
salad.
Oh, that's not true.
That's
That was going to be my 3rd pick.
see. Whatever. What'd you have? Lay's
Grandma-
potato chips.
grandma's-
And what was your second pick?
Hot dog. An ambassador, though.
Ambassador hot
It's
dog.
got to be an
I don't
ambassador.
even know what ambassador hot dog is.
There's no good hot dogs.
Come on over. I'll give you an ambassador hot dog with some potato salad.
I'll
and
bring some
avocado.
potato,
Potato
salad.
salad. Potato chips.
Chips.
I'll
Yeah,
give you
chips.
potato
Lay's.
salad that's been out in the sun all day.
All right, what's your 3rd pick?
Well, I guess I got to go with the Bush's baked beans. And it has to be Bush's, though. It can't
Yeah.
be the off-brand.
I agree.
Julie bought off-brand one time.
Yeah.
And it
It's
did
Do you
not-
know
not
who
the
has
same.
the best baked beans, though?
Bushes.
No. Andrea Rushtar. She
Oh,
makes,
like homemade? Oh,
the
if we're talking
best-
homemade, that's different. Yeah,
Yeah, that's different.
She makes the best
I don't know
homemade.
if I've had those.
It's got bacon in it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
My grandma used to make baked beans, like
Yeah.
bacon. Yeah,
It's so good.
you could add bacon to anything.
There's certain things that I just can't, you can't go generic on. You can't go generic peanut butter. I know.
Yeah.
Stomach. I don't know
you-
what you fed me.
All that
Greg
cheese,
brought us lunch.
All that cheese.
Greg brought us lunch. And my
All that
stomach-
sour
One
cream.
slice of
and the
pizza.
inside, all my insides want to come on the outside
Oh,
now.
jeez.
No, come on.
Go cry about it.
I know.
For my 3rd pick, I'll take steak. All right, let's
Wait,
move
what?
on. Let's move on.
So he had steak, and then what?
And
chicken
chicken
and
and
steak.
No, I didn't have chicken because you
Yeah.
bullied me into changing my mind.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you say before? I mean, it was.
It was chicken and bratwurst and now steak.
No, you said something like a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Okay.
Either one, whatever.
What about kale salad?
No. This is make believe I can eat whatever I want.
But you claim that you've had a good kale salad.
Do you-
I do.
Do
I
you
have.
put the rotisserie chicken in between the 2 slices of steak?
No.
Yeah, like a sandwich. Like the steak is the bread. You
Yeah.
got chicken in the middle. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna text you guys this to watch later. Just while I remember.
one of the other great things, I like watching baseball on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
If you ever watch enough, you'll hear baseball players walk up, and if it's the home crowd, they usually have their own customized
Oh,
walk-up
man.
music. What would be your walk-up music?
These questions would have been a lot better if we would have got them 10 minutes before we started this show.
No.
You know what's funny
it's
is
better
like
if it's more.
because I just watched this week. I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. Finally, let the boys watch it. So I got a lot of those songs stuck in my head, but I don't know if I would use any of them. You know what song? You know what? It's not walk up, but you know what song is really catchy is the one Sergio Romo used to come in with the Twins when he come out of the bullpen. It's a mariachi song.
Oh, okay.
El Mechon. It's like means the lock. Like yeah,
What's the
Yeah.
best?
Would that be your walk-up music?
it's just it's fun, man. I don't know. I don't know a walk up song.
I got mine.
What's yours?
What is it?
Mine will be "In the Air of the Night" by Collins.
But cut it right. No,
right.
cut it before the drum solo.
Right. Yeah.
Just the slow part at the beginning. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be
Yeah.
funny.
You can't.
I can't think of it.
People would be really excited to hear that.
What would be like the most offensive thing that you could get away with?
That you could get away with?
That you
Yeah.
get away with?
That they would play over the PA, but people would get upset. But maybe it's not completely vulgar, but
Maybe any rap song from the '90s.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, that's like less offensive than any rap song today.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, there's one by NWA that.
Yeah, but that was when that was like the most. Like today, there are way more racy things in
Yeah.
music, and so they were sort of groundbreaking and softening people and the culture up for today.
Groundbreaking and being offensive.
Yeah,
I like it. I still maintain that country music is worse than rap.
the most offensive.
Yep. Just because they use less cussing, less vulgar language. But if you listen to the message often. Jordan and I have this discussion, and she gets upset because she's like,
likes country music?
Yeah. Like, if you listen to it, how objectifying are these songs?
Like the Thunder Rolls by.
Yeah. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the only country song you know?
That's like early 90s, right? Or 80s.
know
Friends,
that
Friends in Low Places.
Friends of Love Flavor.
Yeah.
I think he's got a bar called that now.
Probably. They all have a
Well,
bar in Nashville.
One of them has a bar called I Love This Bar. Toby Keith.
Toby Keith.
Down in St. Louis Park.
Oh, really? Here?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there it's a chain.
It's a chain, right?
Okay. Are you ever going to answer or what? Do you not know any songs?
All of a sudden, I can't think of any songs.
I think I'd do
How
the
about something
but
by the Supertones?
Supertone
God.
Strike Back.
That
I
is
think I would do.
offensive.
You're from Southern California. Come on.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Come on.
You like them? Oh,
What's not to like?
have you listened to it? Do you have ears?
1998. It's hard to be a godly band.
I'd rather jab like flaming hot ice picks into my eardrums.
You know, I only know two people from Southern California. One, my friend's wife, her name's Kristen. She's from Temecula.
Yeah.
And you.
Yep.
And you both hate the Supertones.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know.
She sounds like she knows her stuff. Yeah. Only because it's the song that's stuck in my head right now is "The Chain" by Fleetwood Mac. Because I heard it in Guardians, and it just keeps playing in my head. So I'm going to say that because it's playing in my head. I don't know if it would be my
Walk
like
music.
all time. It's not even like a favorite song or anything, but
Yeah.
you
Same
ever have
here,
those moments where you cannot think of any songs or like a movie or
Yeah.
whatever? Someone
Yeah.
says, "What's your favorite movie?" And you're like, "I've never seen a movie in my life." Apparently,
The Bug's Life.
yeah.
What do you got, Andy?
I think I'd do the Stranger Things theme song. The
don't
theme
know what
music.
that is.
It's this like '80s retro electronic sound.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Okay, wait, though. Who has the best walk of music ever
I don't know.
in baseball?
I don't know, but there used to be a guy pitched for the Angels, and then the Twins, and then now the Red Sox. His name is Hansel Robles. He had the tombstone. What was that wrestler? The guy who
Undertaker?
Undertaker. He had the Undertaker's walk-in music.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought
See,
that was pretty cool.
I think.
No,
You
go ahead.
No, you go first because you know baseball better than me.
No, you were going. Go ahead.
I think Mariano Rivera's.
Yeah.
It's the Sandman.
In fact, for real like baseball interests, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking too. But for in Major League when Wild Thing comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could still watch it. I just got like chills just thinking about it. Because I was a kid watching that the first time, and he comes like through like
Yeah.
the songs going. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. And it's crazy old Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Another summer thing. Maybe it's not summer. It's just vacations. For people that don't always have the ability to go somewhere, what are some of your top staycation ideas for families?
Long list of chores for the kids. Hey, we're staying home this year, kids, to clean your room. And no, I don't know.
Let's make a game
Staycation
out of
ideas. I mean, we live in a great place for staycation
Yeah.
in the summer because things that are pretty cheap. You got lakes everywhere. You could go take the kids to the lake. Okay, I'm out of ideas. What else?
I would say there's a place down in Lanesboro where you can bike. There's like a biking trail down there.
Where's this?
Lanesboro, down kind of southern Minnesota.
So you can get there in a day and back?
Yeah, you can get there in a day and
make
back,
a day
maybe
trip.
an hour or two.
Okay.
Yeah, so biking, I think anywhere you can load up the bikes and find a trail. I mean, even if you're here in Rogers area, you can get on the Three Rivers Park trails and go Elm Creek. You can go up to the Coon Rapids Dam. I mean, you can bike from forever. And
Even if you want a quick little thing here in town, the Henry's Woods trails.
Whose woods?
Henry's Woods. You didn't know what that place was, right?
no,
Yeah,
still don't.
it's right by your house.
Really?
Not
Not
right
really.
by it.
No, it's not.
It's closer to 81. You know, right when
Yeah,
81 and what's that road called?
Brockton. Is
Brockton.
that Brockton?
Oh, yeah. There's the.
Yeah, it's
there's the
mostly-
top
There's that little
of it.
barn there.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people take
there's
fall pictures there,
Yeah.
or like prom
Yeah.
pictures or something.
Yep.
It's better for like if you want a more of
Over
a
by
long
Cross.
a
the
walk.
Cross.
Yeah,
Food shelf.
but with the boys, you know, if you have smaller kids, especially that aren't going to make like a long biking trail, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
So you can bike
great.
on it?
Yeah.
There's enough room where you're not going to.
Yeah, it's not. It's usually not too crowded.
Okay.
And yeah, I've gone up there with the boys a lot and just ride around. It's fun. It's hard to get lost, but possible.
But possible.
I love biking. We do a lot of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're into biking now.
You know where another good local chain or trail at Bertram Chain of Lakes in Monticello.
Monticello.
Park. That
Yep.
park up there. They have
There's
good
one.
biking
There's
trails,
a
yeah.
trail system up in Elk River too.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go biking.
I could bike to your house from my house. We have. We've biked right by your house.
Yeah?
With the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you guys come down here in the summer to church. We've biked down here
Yeah,
with
we
the
biked-
girls.
Well, we did it one time, and that was enough.
That's a long.
That's right. I had to give
It
you a
was
ride home.
it was really scary crossing.
You made the girls ride back and
I know.
cross
Cross
the
the line,
hitch
the
ride.
bridge.
Crossed the bridge really scary, and then we realized we're like a sweaty mess by the time we got here. Like, who wants to show up to church? You know.
You did that on Sunday morning.
Yeah,
didn't
it
you?
was terrible. It was just
nuts.
an awful idea.
Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Speaking of the freeway, no, you mentioned the bridge, but yesterday there was a bear hit on 94 right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, black bear. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And then all of a sudden,
How far away from the Rogers exit?
it was before the 81 cross, so
Okay.
it was like right in this section, kind of, I guess, like across from Cabela's,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
somewhere in
Yikes.
there. Yeah.
I'm worried about your battery.
Wait, other staycations. So biking trails. There's always good walking trails and parks and stuff like
Yeah.
that around. You know what? I don't think they do it anymore. The libraries. When's the last time you've been to a library?
It's been a while. Yeah, do they do
They,
like
they used to do
movies or
those
something?
passes. Remember,
Oh, for like the zoo.
zoo or like
Yeah.
museums and stuff.
I remember Julie doing that
Yeah.
with the kids.
Yep.
You get the free pass.
It was hard to get the zoo one.
It's hard.
But we used to always get the annual pass for the Minnesota Zoo. That was like a gift that we'd get from a family member at Christmas every year. And that was great. But that was a great program at the libraries because they had different museums and stuff. I mean, one time Jordan and I just walked in to the library when we lived in Maple Plain and just like, hey, let's just see what's there and go. And we went to is it Bacon or Bakken? The Bakken. Is he the guy that started Medtronic and stuff?
Oh, Bakken.
Bakken?
Yeah, the Bakken Museum.
Yeah, the Bakken Museum.
Yeah.
It was like a house.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. It was like someplace we would never have decided to go otherwise. But because we got that pass at the
Yeah.
library, it was like, hey, go check it out. I wish they still had that program. Like you could go in and check out like it was the Hennepin County
Yeah.
Libraries.
Right.
Those stuff like that. Often the museums have like family days at a pretty discounted rate, or like the Science Museum used to have the Target Sundays once a month where it was free. I don't know. There's lots of pretty cheap
Yeah.
things to do. Lots of good museums around the area. I guess there's a place I want to go. I think it's out. I can't remember where it was, but I remember thinking it was a good hour and a half drive. But there's a World War II museum somewhere. I'm gonna have to go find where I saw this. Someone posted it
In Minneapolis,
in Minnesota somewhere. Yeah, and the guy's got a
Sound
pretty
right.
good collection of old planes and Jeeps and like World War II like vehicles and stuff. Yeah.
I wonder if it's down by Fort Snelling.
No, it wasn't. It was like out state somewhere. Like, oh man,
Up by Fort Ripley?
I can't remember if it was out like outside of St. Cloud, not Fort Ripley or any. It had nothing to do. I think it was a guy just started it, but something tells me it was down more towards Marshall, like down.
Well, if you wanted something a
Down there
little more upbeat than World War II Memorial,
We won, dude. We won that one.
that sounds like a fun thing to do with the fam. BB Lake. BB Lake is
Yeah,
fun.
we mentioned lakes.
Yeah, we did.
You're right.
I don't know.
You know who?
I don't know. Like, I feel like when you go to like,
You know who Larry David is?
no, I feel like yes, but I feel like if you're gonna go to, Pearl Harbor or the World War II,
Yeah.
in Washington D.C., like you never constitute that as fun, family fun time.
Yeah. What's not fun about that?
It's kind of like you're memorializing, you're paying respects. Andy, you with me on that one?
That's fun.
I don't know. I went to
Yeah,
Pearl
you almost-
Harbor in Hawaii this last
He
February.
FaceTimed
Yeah, I know. He almost got arrested.
Yeah.
He FaceTimed me from
no,
there.
not arrested. Some Boy Scout, tour guide is not going to arrest me. But everybody else was on their phones and taking pictures and shooting videos, and I just happened to be, FaceTiming. And I wouldn't have done it. I just forgot. But the whole little thing was over, and we're just waiting for the little boat to come back, and I wanted to share with Greg what I was seeing.
Well, yeah. I mean, he finds that as fun.
Free
so
tour.
Seemed fun to
good
me.
for him, yeah.
He goes, "Sir, you're not supposed to be on your phone." I'm like, yes, sir.
How about you? You got any ideas? What do you do for fun?
No, it was more for families. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not going to go do any of these things by myself.
What would you do on a
Yeah.
staycation? You had one recently.
Yeah, I just
You rode
relaxed,
your bike
watched
a little bit?
baseball, rode my bike,
Yeah.
did something with my Jeep,
nice.
had a few cigars. That's about it.
See, that sounds like what I would want to do. Just like, yeah, just leave me alone. So I just want the air conditioning and ball game, and I'm happy.
Right.
Like the Burbs.
Yeah.
Remember the Burbs?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
the
like, I'm
Tom
on
Hanks.
vacation. You don't want to go anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great movie. Classic.
So wait, Larry David.
Yeah.
You know who he is?
Yeah.
The guy that
Created Seinfeld.
yes.
Yeah.
He invented Jerry Seinfeld. Yes.
Yeah. Looks like Bernie Sanders.
No, he looks like John Piper.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. He looks like
That's true.
They look really similar. Those three could definitely get in
He
a
also had his
in a
own show.
lineup.
yeah.
But there's a
Curb Your
meme
Enthusiasm.
going around like a while back that he took his daughter to all these like Civil War. He's like a huge Civil War buff or something, and took his daughter, who's teenage daughter, to like all these war memorials and stuff. And it's just a hilarious image of him like next to one of those Civil War like cannons with the giant wheels and stuff
Yeah.
on it, And she's just got this perfect teenage girl face, just like this is so lame.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
Largest candy store in Jordan. That's what.
Oh
Sarah
yeah,
Cook
good,
says.
Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Nature centers. Those are
Nature
some good-
Center.
What is that? What's that called in Jordan? Is that what it's called? The largest candy?
It's Minnesota's largest candy store. That place is
Yes.
awesome.
You know what was funny about
Any
that?
candy you think about as a kid that or you forgot about as a kid, and you walk through there and like, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, this is amazing. I haven't seen this for years. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, it is. And there was some loophole with them during COVID when everybody got shut down.
Yeah,
They're
the loophole is he's the best, like, good friends with the governor. That's the
Is that
loophole.
what it was?
Yeah.
I thought he like sold like grain or there's like
Oh, I don't know.
there was enough farm stuff that he sold there.
Maybe.
Or something, that the candy.
It's kind of like there's a farm in the back of it. Maybe
yeah,
that's
so they
his.
got to stay open.
And they sell like home. Yeah, they maybe because they sell stuff like a farm,
That's
like
a-
they sell homemade pies and stuff like that.
That's a good selection.
I thought the controversy
than I.
was he's really good friends with the governor.
Oh, I didn't
and
know that.
there was some like Anyway,
All right. Well, anything else you want to add to any of that stuff? We can either go one or two routes. We can go something that's a little bit more
let's go the road less traveled, Andy.
the road less traveled.
Yes.
You want to do that?
Two roads diverge in a yellow wood,
All right.
and no,
Something a little bit more heavy, or you want to do
No,
something a
it's-
little bit more? It's important, but
you
it's
pick.
not as.
You're the only one that knows this. What's happening? So, what do you want to do?
Mike, what do you
I
think?
don't know.
You don't know.
I want to know the choices before I pick.
All right. Well, we can talk about something that inspired me when I was watching a commercial, and it's about different, maybe commercial mottos and philosophies of
Yeah.
marketing.
We talked
Yeah.
about we were going to do that, so
Yeah.
we should probably do that.
Or and also Christian platitudes.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
Kind of the
just
same thing.
cliches and platitudes. Or we can go down the route of I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, Battle Ready, and Erwin McManus said something that it just kind of stuck with me. And in light of everything that's going on right now, it might be the quote is relevant, but I think the bigger conversation related to the church, we could have a conversation about that. But the quote was, "A law cannot change the human heart, but the human heart can make a law unnecessary."
Yeah.
That's really good.
I really like that. And with the most recent legislation that passed, I don't really want to talk about that. I think Ben said it really well on Sunday. That what is our response going to be? Mike, you were asking about that in our text message thread between you, me, and Greg about how do we respond as Christians and how do we respond as a church, which I think might be two separate questions.
I think we should have this conversation, but it might be better to do it like a standalone and maybe get some other.
Well, no,
too?
because I don't really think there's much to talk about
Well,
other
you may
than
be
what
right.
Ben said.
And
I don't want to get into politics either.
No, I don't either.
And so-
It's interesting. I sent a friend of mine. I listened to somebody else provide their opinion. A minister did a podcast and provided their opinion, and his quote was similar to yours, and it says, "Our main goal is not new laws, but new hearts."
Right.
And I text that out to a friend today, and I really appreciate that position that Erwin took and this other pastor took because, sometimes you can think that, maybe I'll give an analogy here. You can consolidate, like let's say you have a bunch of debt, right? You have a car loan, a student loan, some credit cards. You can consolidate all that loan into one payment, but you really haven't done anything yet. And sometimes people, what they do is they consolidate it into one payment, but then thinking that they've done something, and then they continue to go further into debt. And sometimes it feels like, well, if a law changes, then we've done something. And it's like, so then you can relax and you can not do anything more and not look beyond, like a bigger picture, And I think not that in this situation things won't change, but our goal again is not to change laws, but to change hearts. We want to be bigger than just debt consolidation, and we want to think bigger than just the goal of changing a law, but actually, helping people see Christ and seeing their lives change.
Yeah, and I like the way Ben started with the world's going to change, laws are going to change,
Yep.
Society's going to change, but how do we, as followers of Christ, love people,
Yes.
regardless of all of that stuff? And he said it in a slightly different way than that, but that we are going to be a place that welcomes, especially related to Roe Wade, the welcomes women who are in the midst of a decision that they have to make. And we're going to walk with people. And so, frankly, no matter what the law was, it should be our stance. It should be our posture anyways. And this moment has given us an opportunity to articulate that, just in case anybody was wondering.
Absolutely.
And regardless of what our individual opinions about the ruling was, it doesn't even matter at this point.
Well, and as far as the ruling goes, am I mistaken? But I don't. It didn't. That decision by the Supreme Court didn't automatically
ban
make
abortions.
abortion.
It gave the
power
state
to each state to
decide how
right,
they want to handle
which,
it. And Minnesota is always going to be
Right.
probably a state that is
Yeah.
going to let that happen.
You could probably look at just in general the way states go politically and figure out what each state would do
Right.
for the most part. So, no, I read this concerning that one. And I don't know who this guy is. I just saw someone post it, so I'm not going to necessarily say the name because I don't know what else this guy. Do you know this guy? I don't.
No, but I think
He says one lesson that we Christians have not learned in the last 2,000 plus years is that Jesus had no political control over the Roman Empire, and he still changed the entire world. We keep trying to change the world the way the Roman Empire did instead of the way Jesus did. It's kind of like the same thing about hearts, you know.
yeah.
What were you gonna say, Mike? That's good. Greg.
I was just gonna say I think it's good. I think it's good that you're not giving the name because sometimes people will just either accept or reject the statement based off of who said it, not the content
right.
of what's being said.
Right.
So I think that's good. Sometimes.
Well, and this has to do with a myriad of.
Yeah.
It could be applied to so many different laws and things, but yeah, I don't know.
It's a bigger issue. I mean, to value every human as an image bearer of God means that across all spectrums, right? People, I mean, there are I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing millions of people that die each year from drug overdose, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, how do we value? How do we serve them? How do we? You know, there's a lot of areas of poverty. There's a lot of areas where life is being threatened. These people who are image bearers of God, and what is our role? I mean, it feels very overwhelming. You know, I mean, it is, frankly. But I kind of circling back with that quote that you said, Andy. I mean, our goal or our purpose is so much bigger than a law. It is to value life and the image bearers of God and from obviously all races and all walks of life and everywhere in the world, because that's what Christ did.
Well, I think too every stage of life. So, one thing I hear often from friends or people that are more like pro-choice side is that, well, especially in evangelical Christian circles, you know, if Christians are so pro-life, like, well, what about if they don't want a woman to be able to choose abortion, then what about after baby's born? Like, what are you doing to take care of it? You know, like, I think some of that's valid. I think I looked into a couple years ago, overwhelmingly, I forgot what, it was a government authority. I don't remember if it was the state of California or if it was more of a federal thing. I was just curious, like, adoption, like who, and it's overwhelmingly, like, most, like, who adopts kids is overwhelmingly, like, evangelical Christians. Way more percentage-wise than any other, like, group that they had set. I thought that was interesting because I heard that argument a lot. Like, you know, you don't care about life outside of the womb. It's like, well, I think we could do a better job as a church of supporting, whether it's single moms or single parents or just people who are in a difficult situation, kids who grow up in poverty. I mean, just every stage of life, you know.
Elderly.
So elderly, for
we
sure.
do not do.
Yeah.
I mean, well, other countries value their elderly more highly than ours. And
Yeah.
there's an area of need there for sure.
Yeah, it's all very complicated, I guess, or
I don't know how to ask this question because this is where I was wanting to go was it's hard to lump the big C church, especially when you talk about the American church, because there's so many different variations and denominations and divisions in our own, you know, I don't know, belief systems and whatever not, but I see these small reflections of Christianity through, you know, it's a dumb way to look at things, but sometimes it's the only way to see and hear from people that I don't talk to on a regular basis. But after all that ruling, the idiocracy of some of my Christian friends and their posts on online on social media. And then these follow-up threads of 70, 80 messages back and forth, posts and reposts, and other people chiming in. But just the way that they said things in their posts, it just felt, A, unnecessary. Like, why do you know?
Yeah.
And then B, like, as a Christian, how can you feel good about the way that you said that? And even though that's one individual and they don't, they don't speak for a church necessarily, but they go to a church.
Well, they do for some people.
Some of
like
them
for
do.
their friends that like, oh, like, you know.
But they're not, and like, and if I were to put something on social media, it wouldn't be necessarily speaking on behalf of Northridge, but it would be something that I think Northridge should be concerned about if I said something that was a little crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
That whether they want to be associated with me in that way or whatever. But I know these people go to church. I know some of them are pastors. At what point is some of this behavior out in public a reflection of really what's happening in our churches today in America? And what is the state? What do you think is the state of the current Big C church in America? I know it's such a big question, but we're talking about some of the things that we don't do well. And I think, Greg, when you say we, not Northridge necessarily.
Yeah, we're
yes,
perfect. I mean, we're perfect.
Yes
here.
and no, Northridge, because there are things that we could do better. But in general, I think you were speaking to as the Big C church, we could do better at this thing. What, between all the things that have happened in the last few years with COVID and the quarantine stuff, with all the violence and the riots and the shootings and the pandemic and masks and all this it's been a crazy couple of years. Yeah. And what toll, if any, has that taken on the church as a big picture church? And is it something that
I have one.
I wonder, is it something that not necessarily are we going to ever recover from, but can we look at it as a pivotal moment for the church going forward? And can we be honest with ourselves as the Big C church that there's a lot of change that might need to take place? Otherwise, what had been happening over the last number of generations might not continue. And maybe that's not a bad thing, but at least how can we look at things in a way that makes us think seriously? How can we give ourselves a facelift and really change? The heart of the church is just as much as the heart of the individual.
Yeah.
So what was your one thing, Mike?
I would sum it up this way. I would say be quick to listen and slow to speak. I think that's I would sum up a lot of it with that. This absolute need to when something happens to automatically act like we're an expert and post something or take a hard position on something.
Yeah.
And then you almost put yourself in a corner. And either way, if you have to unravel it. If you have to unravel it at some point, either you have to do it, you have to admit that you were wrong, or you have to, whatever, do something, or you have to defend it, I guess, right? But
or you just get canceled.
Yeah, be slow to speak and quick to listen, because there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't have enough information yet, and I would like to learn more and pray about this more, or just say, I'd like to hear what you have to say. And maybe that would allow me to see something from a different angle and maybe even soften my position or change how I think. Mm-hmm. So that's for me, and I say that 100% out of failure in my own life of being quick to speak and slow to listen and having to unravel things. So that would be mine. I think maybe if the church could learn to just listen.
I agree. I'm going to listen and not speak. No, I
Ruin the rest of the
yeah.
conversation, Mike.
Like Doug says, what the world needs is a good listening,
listening
to. It's right.
Yeah.
It's true. But you touched on something too that I had a seminary professor once say that never be and he was talking like to pastors. He's like, never be afraid to say you don't know. Like, never be afraid to say I don't know. That way, people can trust you when you say you do know something, right? And so much of this life, we all go through stuff, right? We all go through things, and opinions maybe. It's hard because social media is such a big part of life, and it tends to be where people engage, and by engage I mean argue the most. But man, there's experience and background that you might not know that they have going into what shapes their opinion. Some people they just want to have a hard opinion, and they're going to take whatever their news channel or whatever their political side tends to be. They're going to take that and run with it, whatever talking point they're given, both sides. Most of us are kind of somewhere in between, or like, I don't know, but yeah, anything that's polarizing, it's polarized on purpose to me, like by people, and sometimes it's easy just to fall in and take a side and fight with others. But man, I think we just need to talk or listen to others. But by talk, I mean like just engage with people on a personal level, because you just don't know what forms someone's opinion on something. It might be personal experience, it might be heartache, it might be something really difficult. For some of us, it might be what we believe is scriptural, or what comes out of God's word. Even in there's nuance. Sometimes we all know there's splits and arguments that come just from a verse. So like, it's just hard. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. That's a good one.
It is. I mean, it's just, you look at COVID, and it just seems like your position can almost change daily on it in a way, right? And not that our authorities at times, their positions weren't changing daily too. On the advice we were getting, it seemed a little bit sporadic at times. But man, hopefully, if that caught us, hopefully that taught us to say, while I wouldn't do this or I would do this, I can at least understand why somebody else would have a different opinion than me. And I can at least respect their side of it now after talking to them and hearing why they've chosen to do something or chosen not to do something. Yeah. And so
I will say something that I was thinking about. I understand the I guess celebratory nature, or like, I understand why people with the Roe Wade thing this past week why it became such a big deal. I mean, there are a lot of people who have been fighting that for a long time. So it feels like a win. And so I understand, like, I get why people would be excited about that. But yeah, I just think be careful how you present, and who might be receiving that on the other side. And so I don't know. It's definitely a tough thing, like most things are. So
Yeah, when it comes to politics, it's so hard. I find it hard as a Christian. Well, I find it interesting that some people find it so easy
100%
to integrate their
Yeah.
faith, their religious, biblical doctrine beliefs intertwined into politics. And that's fine, that's great, but I don't find it that simple. It's too complicated.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, I live my life, and the way I interact with people outside of the faith is an understanding that, they never signed up for this. And they're not held to the same standard that I am, that I agreed, that I gave my life to Christ to say, this is the life that I'm going to try to live, and this is the standard, the bar that I have now set, that God has set for me.
Yep.
my friends that are not followers of Christ that have not done that, that's not their standard. And for me to hold them up to that bar isn't right. I might think
that bar that you fall short of, by
right.
the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We all fall short
Yeah.
of the glory
No,
of God.
you do. Yeah.
Thanks, Greg.
No, we all fall. You're right.
And so
that's
when it comes to politics, then it's like, how do I align myself? You know, I think it's the same thing. I can have my personal feelings about things, yet there are people that haven't signed,
Yeah.
on the line to say I follow Christ, and their politics and everything, the way that they see the world and all this kind of stuff is going to be different from mine. And so for me to impose that they're wrong implicitly and I'm right, I think
Right.
it's foolish.
I think Paul talked about that.
Yeah.
I know I would live my life a lot differently if I didn't know Jesus. I mean, right?
Yeah.
So why would I expect someone else to? I don't know. It's hilarious. One thing that I've been working on with my kids, especially 2 out of the 3 recently, even this morning, had to talk about it, is holding someone else up to a standard that you're not even holding yourself to. Like, one of them will complain about something that the other person does that they literally just did themselves. Like, it's just funny. But yeah, we're human. We're not.
Yeah. Well, and grace,
All that intelligent.
is not something that is, the word is known outside of the church.
Mm-hmm.
But where do you think it's practiced better, inside or outside the church? I don't think it's practiced very well anywhere.
No, because we're dealing with human nature. We're dealing with sin.
Yeah.
See, sin is across the board. We all fall short of the glory, right? So, yeah, tough one. But you know what? I don't think we'll solve any of those issues right now. Give us a dumb commercial. We gotta lighten the mood.
You didn't like that one. That was
Schultz.
too serious
I'm
for you,
moving
Greg?
No, I'm looking at Mike watching his clock. He's got to go to work.
You have
That's true.
any last thing you want to say before
Taking
you go?
tomorrow off and Monday off.
Oh, then you got time.
No, but I'm trying to crank.
How's
these.
work?
You guys going out of town?
Okay,
Why don't you rant for a little bit?
I preached on this.
You know what
actually
grinds my
here
gears?
a number of years ago. I preached on this a number of years ago. The actual okay.
He's getting old.
All right.
So
Here we
we're
go.
all
Here we go.
So Hebrew. Okay, Adam is in the garden and he's told to tend the garden.
Yes.
Tend.
Tend it,
Tend.
Adam.
Doesn't that sound very like, I'm just gonna go tend the garden?
Yeah.
It's nice. It's
Sounds
okay?
like work. I did that all
No,
day Saturday.
it's not work. You're
Yeah, it
wrong.
is.
It's tending. Okay, and it's just like tinkering.
I was sore Sunday morning after.
I don't think
You
I
know.
hate gardening.
And so
Sounds like work
but then
to me.
he sins, and then he's supposed to go work the garden.
Yeah.
The actual word changes and
Okay,
it becomes
yeah, yeah.
toilsome labor.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just think, work could have been enjoyable, but Adam had to go screw that up.
Could have been,
And
huh?
now
It could have been, but you chose to work in the insurance industry. I mean, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
So
Insurance
Andy-
adjusting. So not just the insurance industry, but like
Right.
dealing with problems.
Deal with people's problems. Yeah. It's toilsome labor, and
But you do it in your pajamas.
I know, but
You wear pajamas.
I have a lot
at
of problems
home.
with Adam. I have a lot of things to say to him.
I got a lot of things to say about Adam.
You can punch him in
I
the
should
face
probably
when
go.
you see him.
Well, I don't know if I can do that.
Imagine getting to heaven and like he's just all beat up, tons of black eyes.
There you are. He's a-
I got something to say to you.
Come on, again.
We could have been tending the garden. Are we
Yeah.
going to work in heaven? I think we're going to work in heaven, aren't we? We're going to have
That's what
stuff to do.
Ben thinks so. He preached a series on heaven a few years ago, and
Yeah.
he talked about work and gifts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean,
But it won't be work.
no,
it
it'll
won't
be tending.
toilsome.
It'll be tending. Yeah.
It'd be joy.
So, for all of you that are listening to this during work,
Go back to work.
blame Adam. Blame Adam.
Unless it's not toilsome.
Every job.
I mean, we're
people
technically
enjoy-
working.
Yeah,
Some
you're
people
working.
enjoy their
Greg and I
jobs,
are
Mike.
working. This
How
is
many? I don't know
this is
anybody that
enjoyable.
complains more than pastors about
Yeah.
their jobs.
Oh.
So
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
You know why you hear it? Because you've been in ministry, so like you
Exactly.
people. I could complain to Mike. Other pastors are like,
They know what it's like.
You
He
can
knows what
relate,
it's like.
and you're out of it now, so you don't. Yeah.
All right, Mike,
Just
you need
All
to
right.
take off.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thanks for
What's
being
your
here.
worst? Wait, your worst commercial
Oh, we'll get to that next
byline.
week. Yeah, think about
Just
that.
leave
next
us with one, or a Christian platitude.
Christian. Oh man, trying to think of a commercial. I had a good one, but no. I don't know. I can't think of one. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
All right, think about it for future.
Yeah. All right. Happy 4th of July.
All right, you too.
I'm going to go enjoy my Lay's potato chips and beans.
And
Bushes.
baked beans.
Plain hot
Bring
dog.
us some
Plain hot dog.
rotten potato salad to wash it all down.
There's somebody out there who agrees with me on potato salad, I'm convinced.
Psh, whatever.
I don't know.
Un-American
I think they're pretty good.
communists.
All right, man.
All right.
Let's do.
Hey, now that Mike's gone, what do you want to talk about?
We should probably do some quick news and then we can
Go ahead.
bounce. No, it's all you.
Why?
You're the news guy.
Oh, I'm
because
not
you're the
news guy.
communications guy.
I'm not. No, jeez.
That's your thing.
There's not much on there, is there?
I don't know.
Hold on. I got a text message.
Text message to your mom.
No.
So Greg's going to give us some news here, but you can see all the stuff that he's going to share if you go to our website, click on the news and events tab, or if you go to our Church Center app, you'll see on there that there's a whole section on news and events. You just click on that, and you will see everything that Greg's going to share right now.
Well, Mr. Schultz.
That's my dad's name, or was my dad's name.
Well, Andy.
Thank you.
Andrew. AJ. What did they call you in college? AJ. You like AJ, so I'll call you AJ.
I don't like AJ, but you can call me whatever you want.
AJ. So Harry Carey, we talked about Harry Carey a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
I remember in the 80s, remember Howard Johnson?
Yep.
He was on the Mets.
Yep. And
His nickname was Hojo?
It was a hotel.
Yeah, and it was a hotel chain. His
Hojo.
nickname was Hojo. And it used to drive me crazy that Harry Carey would call him Hojo Johnson. Hojo Johnson up to the plate. It's like that's what the Joe stands for. Johnson. It's nickname.
That's sort of like J Hap, because it's J period A period Hap.
Yeah.
But it's J. His first name is J.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yep.
I just always thought people were saying J.A. quickly.
No,
Like
it's
J.A..
He says just call me J Hap.
Okay, whatever.
But
Whatever you want,
Hojo
J.
Johnson.
Hojo Johnson. All right, so summer schedule on youth. Youth has like youth and kids Sunday morning, a little different schedule. If you have a kid, infant through 5th grade, so Cove Kids or Treasureland, those are happening at 9 a.m. throughout the summer, as well as youth 6th to 12th grade at 9 a.m. And then 10:30 service is only Cove Kids, so that's like the infant through 1st grade going into 1st. So
In the new space.
the new space, yeah. So
So there's no Treasureland
Treasureland or
during the
youth
10?
at 10:30. No.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing that's starting not this weekend but next weekend, the 10th, during the 10:30 service, there is a marriage class, kind of a workshop type of deal, using the curriculum by Family Life called Love Like You Mean It, and that will be here in the church building during the 10:30 service. So that will be facilitated and led by Calvin and Patience Saylor. Cal has been a marriage and family therapist since, what do you say, I think 1987, I think he said. So
That's what's written on the website.
yeah,
So
is it that? Is it here? I skipped
Yeah.
over it.
since 1987.
I don't even see it. Oh, it's hidden
It's hidden in plain
on
sight.
the next line. Since
That was
'87.
enthralling podcasting.
Yep. Okay.
Is a cost.
There is a cost. It's just for workbook. One workbook per couple. $10. So
$10. So
$10
$10
a couple, and that's just to.
But you do need
purchase
to
the
sign
workbook.
up.
Yeah, you do need to sign up. Just you could email me GREGGT at NRF.
GREGGT.
GREGGT at NRF.life. And that's a 6-week group. And
Sundays.
so Sundays, 10:30.
in our new meetings.
Probably going to be in like our media, in our office kind of conference room. Unless it's a little too
Is that called
big.
conference room?
I don't know what we're calling it. We might use one of the classrooms on the other end of the building.
If it gets too
So,
many people?
Yeah,
Okay.
which would be a good thing. So
Yeah.
anyway, we got camping weekend coming up, August 18th to 21st. That's a Thursday through Sunday, Baker Park. That Saturday, is there going to be a baptism service?
Yes.
of some
Well,
sort?
just a baptism, not a whole service.
Not like a
but
service
No,
thing,
not
no
like we used to
songs?
do.
Not going to
Just-
drag out the old guitar and
Well, Ben wanted me to bring my guitar out there. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just come out there for the baptism. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yep.
All right.
6 o'clock is going to be when we do the baptism down in Lake Independence.
So what should people do if they would like to get baptized?
Yeah, talk to one of us. You can either email us, go to our contacts page on our website, or it's about us and then staff. Or you can just talk to us on the weekend after the service or before the service.
Who should get baptized, Andy?
If you have put your faith in Jesus and you have not been baptized, you should get baptized.
Yes.
Whether you just did that last week or you've been following Jesus for a long time and you have not been baptized. Or, here's something that's interesting. If you grew up in say Lutheran church and you're baptized as an infant, we will do what's called a reaffirmation of your baptism when you were baptized as an infant. It's just a way to say, I agreed with that action, and I want to state that in a public way through this public act of baptism. So it's a reaffirmation of your baptism.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that you can do too, but it's, as believers, we're called to believe and be baptized. So if you haven't done that, let us know. I'd love to baptize you.
If you are a believer and you have not gotten baptized, should you have to pray about that decision?
You like that, don't you?
I love when you said that the first time. I was like, that's so true. You shouldn't have to pray about it. You should just do it.
There's a lot of things
Yeah.
as Christians that we don't really need to pray about, that we are just called to do. And it's not a matter of waiting on God.
It's okay to pray about getting over some anxiety or fear
Sure.
or nerves. Of
Yes,
it.
absolutely.
That's fine.
And we'll
Understood.
pray with you and talk with you.
But the fact of should I or shouldn't I?
Right. Yep. There are more complicated decisions in life that you should spend time praying about.
Mm-hmm.
This is not one of them. So what's next?
Okay. Family beach party. This is a
This is a new
Terry
thing.
McEachern just helped plan this with a group of ladies. It's a women's ministries or maybe Tracy Philstrom also is kind of the contact behind it. But the women's ministry kind of sponsoring, not sponsoring, but organizing in this push from them. But it's a family-friendly event, a family beach party on July 12th. That's at 10:30 to 1:30, and it's anyone is invited, kids, families, all invited to the Elm Creek swim pond, which
filtered and
Yes.
chlorinated
If
water
you
with
have
a
not been there.
sand beach.
it's a nice little man-made pond. It's treated water, a nice sandy beach. It's good size, but it's also not really deep in the middle. I forget how deep it is at the deepest point, but most older elementary kids could walk across it, I think. But so it's a good spot, especially if you have young kids. It's a great place for them to go and play in the water and play in the sand, and it's a lot of fun. So there's a cost involved with that. It's not for us. It's just to get into the place. There's a $5 per person charge. Or you talked about good staycation ideas. This is just a good idea in general. They have a annual season pass for $18 per person, which
Wait,
actually
so it's $15 just a daily one?
no,
And
$5 daily, or $18 for the season. But I mean, if you live in Rogers, that's Elm Creek. It's 10-minute drive, and it's a great $18 is well worth it. You would use that more. You use it 4 times, you're paid for it already. So.
And even if you only used it twice, it's not that much.
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody who went to Valley Fair
Oh, my
on Monday,
goodness. It's
Tuesday. It's like $60 for a day.
I know we were looking at
And then
Valley
the
Fair
yearly annual pass is like $90.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not just get the 90?
Does that include the water park thing?
Includes water park, includes free drinks all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the 90.
Yeah. We actually did a
This is a pretty cool looking thing though.
oh yeah,
Look at
the
that.
Elm Creek Pond. Yeah. It's cool. It's nice. Jordan and the kids have gone there many a time. Valley Fair. Oh, I used to do at Maple Plain, our youth ministry. We did a Valley Fair day every summer, and you could get a pretty good deal with
Group rate,
groups.
yeah.
And
used
it
to
comes
do
with a free a meal and unlimited drink,
Yeah.
wristband, and that they actually do. I know we don't do fundraisers, but if someone's out there and you have a group or organization that you want to do like fundraisers for, they have a pretty good deal for fundraisers where you go
Working
to work.
at concessions.
You work at concession stands. You get, it was a pretty good amount.
I thought
that
they
you
usually
get
had
for
like
your group.
foreigners, like foreign exchange students.
They have a
working.
lot of foreign exchange kids working
It
there.
says
yeah.
where they're from.
Yep.
From Tanzania.
Yeah. But you can do that as a volunteer, and then you get a pass. You work like 4 hours, and then you get a pass for the park the rest of the day. So you could go as a team.
Which at
and-
that time you want to just go home.
probably, or at least like I don't know. If you're a teenager, you got that kind of energy.
Maybe meet some friends
Yeah.
that come and what.
Yeah. Anywho,
Anywho,
camping weekend, by the way, kind of moved on from it, but you do need to sign up. There are spots available. Keep in mind it's a 4-day camping trip. You don't have to stay all the 4 days, but that's what the cost of the spots are slotted for. But you can also share those spots. So let's say you have a family of 4 and you have someone else who has a family of 3 or 4. You guys could share the spot. So anyway, there's that. There's I don't know, a couple other things going on. There's event-wise, there's not a ton right now. I think youth has some events.
yeah, they have
coming
a
up
girls'
like
night
game
Friday
nights
night.
and-
This coming up this Friday,
this Friday,
and then we have the guys' night
next
the
Friday.
next Friday. It's a
That's the
game
8th, yeah.
game night.
Of course, they've got youth group going on Wednesdays, and
Wednesday nights at 6:30. Youth group. All incoming 6th graders are
Yeah.
welcome to start coming.
it was cool. Saw Mike here last night, and then it dawned on me. It was like, oh yeah, all the incoming 6th graders are here. It's always fun to see.
Mike Stella is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I'm not naming kids' names without permission, but if he were here, he could name his kid's name.
Oh no, I mean you said Mike.
Yeah, he was here
Oh,
with
okay.
his daughter, who's going into 6th grade.
She is. Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep, there you go.
All right.
Pretty low key event wise right now, like for this week, but
Yeah, and it'll be that way for a lot of July.
yep.
It's pretty chilling. You know, we have this regular stuff, some of these events coming up. We're in a couple weeks into our new series called Who is God? Brax will be preaching, I think, 2 weekends in a row.
Yep. This
and then
weekend.
it's,
and
then
next
it's
weekend.
you. No,
Yep.
Mike.
I'm-
I think it's Mike and then you.
Maybe. On
No.
the 17th. That's
Oh,
what I
you're
know.
the 17th? Okay,
Yeah.
then it's you, then Mike.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
We changed some stuff. I don't know where I am half the time or where I'm supposed
You're
to be.
the 17th. So the 24th would be Mike.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who's the 31st, but
I think Ben.
Ben's back.
Or is Hutchcraft doing any? I don't know.
I don't remember.
We don't know what's going on here. Someone tell us.
It's complicated,
Yeah.
switching people throughout the summer. But it shouldn't matter because it's
Nah.
going to be a good series anyways.
Yeah.
Hope you've been enjoying it so far. If you have any questions about the weekends, any of these news and events stuff, or anything that we might have said that was, unpleasant or pleasant, let us know.
One more thing.
One more thing.
Tonight, Thursday, Julie Worthington is starting a new
Oh, yeah.
women's small
Yeah.
group. So,
How do you?
women's
Who
small
can go
group.
to that?
Any adult woman.
Any adult woman. And do
So
they
it's
have
here
to
at
sign
the
up?
church
They just
building.
come.
It's at 7:00 here at the church building. No, usually, I suppose you could
Is
just
it?
pop in, but you could find it on website if you go to small groups. On the news and events page, on the left side, there's a tab which has open small groups or small groups that are going on during the summer. Or you could go to the ministries page, go to adult ministry, and then if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see small groups. Search for a small group. You could see it there. And you'll see Julie's. You just click on it, opens, request to join. It'll contact me or Julie. I think it's set up to contact me. Or you could just email me,
Double G.
GREGGT
P.
at nrf.life.
Yep.
But yeah, they're going to do the booklet, the sermon-based discussion.
Okay.
And that's here at the church building weekly on Thursdays at 7.
7 o'clock.
Yep.
Awesome.
There are other small groups. You can list them off. The Hutchcraft group is meeting Sunday evenings. They're in Buffalo. The Prot small group is mostly retirees, or they're all retirees, I think. But they're meeting on Zoom, online only, it just works for them. Dan Munson and Jim Sethney have the men's group that meets here Wednesday night, and then they serve at Cross together once a month. They're still meeting over the summer. There's another women's small group here on Wednesday mornings at 9:30 that meets weekly. That's led by Amy Belchek and Aaron Ekstrand. And then Julie's, and then there's a young adult small group kicking back up in the summer that Brax leads. Young adults, as we define it, is like out of high school, so age 18-ish, but out of high school, or had just finished high school, up to age 24. So, your kind of typical college-ish age. Don't necessarily have to be a college student, but anyway, that's how we're defining that, young adult. And then there's a young adult women's small group that Courtney Allard and Dakota Hutchcraft and Rachel Magnuson kind of all are involved with and lead. And they meet Saturday mornings here in the building. So
Cool. Didn't know that.
Yeah. So there you go.
Awesome.
You can find that on the website too.
Very good. Last quick question, Greg. What is your least favorite Christian platitude?
Oh man.
And then we'll leave it there. One that just annoys you. Why do people say that's not even biblically true?
That's hard. Because there's so many, but at the same time, I can't think of any. It's like the song. The first thing I thought of was everything happens for a reason. I just hate when people say that.
Yeah, we did. I don't know if you remember. We did a series a few years back.
Seems so cold.
I think it was during the summer. Called "Say What?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was all these sayings that Christians think that are true that we've said them, or
It's like pop culture, conventional wisdom
Yep.
type stuff.
But they're not necessarily, they're not biblical. So we kind of debunked some of those. And a lot of those ideas came from Greg. And I remember him giving a lot of input in that series.
Panicked a little because Sunday Ben mentioned that God helps those who help themselves. And I thought he was going to keep going. And then that's not in the Bible, by the way. Like he kind of like quickly, but it was almost like he forgot to say that at first. At least at 9 a.m. he was just on a roll and like, that's not in the Bible, by the way.
More clear about it at 10:30.
Yeah, it was just, So, but that's one of them. God helps those who help themselves. It's like, no, that's kind of the point of Jesus.
Yep.
Like we can't really help ourselves. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. I hate when people say that, especially if it's like bad news or bad. They say it to somebody, and maybe it's coming from a good place, but it's not very encouraging. Like I don't know. It just seems very cold.
Well, and
not
it's
necessarily
like,
true.
It's well, I mean, what it is it's it fits a certain theological framework
Oh, maybe. I think it's more of a take on
that I do not subscribe to.
Yeah, I know. But how God works out, things for those who love Him, and
Well, no, I
think
mean,
that's
yeah, I mean,
kind of a
reform thing.
really bad take of that verse or whatever. But I think for some people, it's a way to just say, "Sucks for you." Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers. That's become a new one, which is kind of. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like,
Well, I think Mike wanted.
Yeah.
That was
his, right?
That
Yeah.
was one of his.
Yeah. Or I don't know. There's so many.
Yeah. All right. We'll probably talk more about that as some of the beginning
You keep promising this.
fodder. Well, I'm the only one ever.
And then you want to talk
producing-
about steak on 4th of July instead. Who knew Mike would be so against potato salad? I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, but he likes potato chips. That seems weird.
First pick
Potato
chip. That was
chips.
just
What a doorknob.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
Lay's too. It's not even no flavor.
Plain Lay's plain potato,
yeah.
classic potato chips.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll eat them.
Yeah, that's like
But
that in the Thanksgiving food draft. That would be like the canned, like the natural, not canned, but the real cranberries.
oh yeah,
Like nobody's taking.
you
that.
can't even eat without loads of sugar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, hope you're having a good week. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend. I know a lot of people are going to be gone. If you're out of town, have a great weekend.
Hey, who do you like on the hot dog
Have a
eating
safe
contest?
4th of July celebration. Don't blow any of your digits off. Like, was it Juan Pierre?
Yes,
No, not
Juan
Juan
Pierre?
Pierre.
John Paul.
Pierre. John Paul Pierre.
John Paul Pierre.
JPP.
Yeah. John Paul Pierre, football player.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
tragic.
have a good weekend. See you. See you.